Hey Aries, I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, March 19th to Sunday, March 25th, 2018. Now before I get started, I just wanted to let you all know I do have a Mercury retrograde webinar happening this Thursday, March 22nd at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. In it, I'm going to talk about Mercury retrograde, what's going on, what it all means, and some of the major and biggest alignments of that retrograde period. All right, to me, what this retrograde is all about really is about adjusting our identity and adjusting the way that we do things to meet the demands of a new life. I think with Saturn and Mars in Sagittarius for the past 3 years that are no longer there anymore, we've been formulating a new identity, becoming a new person. And I think now that those two planets are gone out of that sign, we're actually living this new identity, living these new things. And now that we are different than we were years ago, we need to do things differently. We need to think of ourselves differently than before so that we're not living our life by an old set of rules that no longer apply. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about in this webinar. If that's something that you're interested in, please sign up at the link down below in my description box. Now for your horoscope, Aries, what we've got, the sun, the very beginning of this week on Monday and Tuesday, in a conjunction here with Chiron at the very last degrees of Pisces in your 12th house of your insides and of your spirituality. So I think what you're focusing on at the beginning of this week is what's going on inside you, is spiritually, what you need spiritually in order to feel better with your life. Also with the 12th house, the past, you're thinking about the past, what's going on with the past, how you can overcome the past so that you can move forward, being a big thing. With the sun in a conjunction to Chiron, I think that cannot feel too comfortable. Maybe there's some things about the past that are hurting you, that you feel bad about. Maybe there are just some things inside you just don't feel quite right with inside, or you don't feel quite at peace with yourself and the way that it is that you want. With the new moon, though, at the very end of last week, in a conjunction with Chiron, or very close to Chiron, I think the message, though, is to not let these things from the past and to not let these things inside you get you down, but to learn how to come into new chapters with your life, new outlooks on your past, new ways of thinking and feeling things on the inside so that you can begin to move forward. All right. The reason why I think it was so important for you to see your past differently and to renew yourself was so that this week on Wednesday, when the sun moves into Aries, happy birthday, by the way, you can start to express yourself more freely, move forward doing some things that you want and that really resonate with you in a better way. All right, because the sun's going to be in your sign in your first house. And I think what you're trying to figure out at the beginning of this week is, how can I just get rid of all this stuff from the past, get rid of all this emotional stuff dragging me down so I can move forward, being a new person, being the person I want to be, doing some things that I really like and that are really good for me. With Venus and Mercury conjunct in your sign this week, where they kind of have been as well for the past few days and weeks, I think you're also thinking about who it is that you are, who it is that you want to be, how you want to do things to move forward. All right, I think the past few weeks you've had maybe some concerns about the past, maybe some things inside that have been holding you down, that have been really frustrating, and I think you've been wanting to move forward, to do some things that are important to you, but maybe it just been a little bit hard because of all this stuff going on from the past. And I think this week is when ideally you begin to kick the past, kick some of your emotional stuff so that you can then start to think more clearly and do things in a better way when it comes to your identity. With Mercury in a conjunction with Venus, I think a lot of the stuff that you're trying to figure out this week is not only how you can do more things that are right for you and begin to move forward on them feeling much more clear-headed with less stuff bogging you down. I think you're also trying to figure out who you need in your life to move forward, with Venus being involved, and how your finances, how you need to rearrange your finances or work better with money to do some things that it is that you want. And I think you've been trying to work that stuff out for the past few days and weeks, and I think this week is when it all finally starts to come together so that you can move ahead to do what you want, to work better with your relationships, to work better with your finances. Excuse me. Now that some old things have been taken care of and some of your emotional things have been dealt with as well. Okay, so that's what I see there. The main action for me won't really begin to happen though until Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this week. I think a lot of stuff is going on in the mind. You're thinking about a lot of things, talking about a lot of things early on, but I think when we get to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is when you finally start to put that thought and put those conversations into action to do some things that it is that you want. That's because on Friday we have the Sun, which just moved into your sign, in a square with Mars, which just moved into Capricorn in the 10th house of your career, your reputation, and your social standing in the world. So as you begin to do more things towards Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to be more free, to be yourself and do some things you want, I think what also starts to come in here is you begin to put your life in the right direction. You begin to think more and work more to increase your social standing, to do some things you want, to have the career, the reputation that it is that you need to feel much better. And I think that's what you start to act on. Maybe the beginning of the week, you're still trying to overcome some things from the past so that you can move forward, doing some things that you want. And then I think the action comes at the end of the week where you finally begin to say, you know what, this is it. I got to move forward, being myself, putting my life in the right place, doing some things that are important to me, instead of just thinking about it and waiting for everything to go on. All right, so that's what comes in the weekend. While that's going on, we also do have Venus very close to Mercury in a square with Pluto, also in your 10th. So as you start to act more towards the end of the week to do some things that are important to you, to make some of these things that you've been thinking about in your mind real, I think you realize maybe there are some more changes that you need to make to your life, to where you thought your life was going, to your reputation in some way, okay, coming in. So it's not just about you at the end of the week putting your life in a better spot, doing some things that are important to you, but maybe also you reassessing where you thought your life was going, who it is that you want to be, and what is important to you before it is that you begin to continue on. All right, with Mercury also going retrograde in your first house, I think you're also rethinking who you are in a big way, what you want, how you see yourself, so that you can move forward, all right? Being a big thing. And I think that's what's going on this week. You're overcoming the past, things that have been holding you down. You're moving forward into a new direction in life that you like better, and just needing to make sure that you're doing the everything that you need to put your life in this direction, that you are the person that you want to be, that you are reaching the goals, the dreams, the direction that's important to you before you can begin to feel more secure and stable and confident with where everything is going. Okay, so that's what I see for you this week, Aries. Now your card for the week is the High Priestess reversed. This to me is a card maybe of, I like to think, not listening to your intuition this week. Maybe there's something going on inside you. Maybe your spirit's trying to tell you something, your highest self. Maybe your intuition is trying to speak to you this week. And I think this card is a message to listen to it, to listen to what's going on. There may be things that you cannot see that are happening behind the scenes, either with other people or either inside yourself. And I think this card is a message to say, listen to that, listen to those promptings, and to be patient and to wait. The High Priestess is kind of a passive card. Maybe that's a little bit of a hard thing to tell an Aries, but it's a little bit of a passive card that likes to wait, to feel things out, to see where things are going. And I think maybe that's your message for this week, especially at the beginning of this week, from Monday to Thursday. Is to just pace yourself, to take your time, to listen to your spirit, to give you more insight on who it is that you are and on where it is that you go next. Because I think your identity is changing, the person you thought you were and the direction you saw your life going in. And I think you need to give yourself time for all of it to come together in your mind in the right ways, so that towards the end of the week you can begin to hit the go button on it and start doing the things that you need to feel better. Okay? That's what I see going on for you this week, Aries. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, sign up for my webinar, and I will talk to you later.